Welcome to Bike Focus Reviews, where we dig into the DNA of the most enduring motorcycles on the market today. In this episode, we're taking a deep look at the 2025 Honda XR650L, a bike that's been defying trends, resisting change, and earning its place as one of the most rugged, reliable dual-sport motorcycles of all time. With a legacy dating back over 30 years, the XR650L remains a unicorn in a world of increasingly high-tech machines. While most manufacturers lean toward complex electronics and performance-driven engineering, Honda sticks to its guns with this old-school thumper. If you're wondering why a motorcycle with 1990s roots still commands respect in 2025, stick around, the XR650L may just surprise you. Design and styling, purpose over polish. At first glance, the 2025 XR650L may look like a time capsule from another era, and in many ways, it is. Its tall, rugged stance, minimalist bodywork, high-mounted fenders, and exposed steel frames scream utilitarian function over form. Honda hasn't attempted to modernize its visual identity much over the years, and that's a conscious decision. This bike doesn't care about aesthetics as much as it does about capability. For 2025, however, Honda has introduced minor cosmetic refinements, like updated graphics, a slightly slimmer front fender, and new blacked-out rims, that give it a more cohesive look. The red and white color scheme remains iconic, and the bike's classic motocross silhouette continues to make it instantly recognizable to off-road fans around the world. Engine and performance, the air-cooled workhorse. At the heart of the XR650L is its legendary 644 cubic centimeters air-cooled, single-cylinder, four-stroke engine. It's an engine that prioritizes simplicity, longevity, and torque. Producing roughly 40 horsepower and 47 ft-lbs of torque, it may not blow minds on paper, but its real-world grunt, especially in low to mid-range RPMs, is exactly what you need when crawling through rocks or charging up steep fire roads. The engine uses a dry sump lubrication system, keeping the motor cool and durable under heavy loads. The 5-speed gearbox is basic but solid, and while it might feel a bit notchy, it gets the job done without complaint. What makes the 2025 iteration stand out isn't added performance, but the slight updates in fuel mapping and emissions control that keep it street legal under the latest environmental regulations without losing its edge. Suspension and handling, built for the rough stuff. The XR650L is not your average dual sport, it leans heavily into the off-road spectrum. With a tall 11.6 inches of ground clearance and 21-inch front and 18-inch rear wheels, it's a trail conqueror first and a street bike second. The long travel suspension setup, consisting of a 43mm air-adjustable fork up front with over 11 inches of travel and a fully adjustable Pro-Link rear shock with 11 inches of its own, gives it formidable capability over technical terrain. Whether you're climbing boulders, smashing through whoops, or navigating muddy backroads, this suspension eats it all up. On pavement, the bike feels tall and soft, especially in corners, but that's the compromise you make for true off-road performance. In 2025, Honda has revalved the rear shock for slightly better damping, improving comfort for both commuting and trail rides. Street manners, urban jungle survivor. Despite its hardcore off-road DNA, the XR650L is completely street legal and holds its own in the urban landscape. Its upright riding position, lightweight chassis, and commanding visibility make it a practical city commuter. The seat height, which towers over most bikes at nearly 38 inches, might intimidate shorter riders, but seasoned dual-sport fans know it's essential for tackling off-road environments. On the street, the bike's 5-speed gearbox and tall gearing make it feel a bit buzzy at freeway speeds, and wind protection is non-existent. Still, it's surprisingly capable of handling short highway stints and excels in dodging city traffic and hopping curbs when necessary. The XR650L doesn't pretend to be a sport bike or a touring rig, but for riders who want one machine that can ride to the trail, blast through it, and get back without complaint, it's hard to beat. Braking and wheels, old school but capable. Braking duties are handled by a single 256mm disc up front with a twin-piston caliper and a 220mm disc in the rear with a single-piston setup. There's no ABS on the XR650L, a rare thing in 2025. Which may concern some riders, but others will appreciate the raw, undiluted control this offers, especially off-road. Brake feel is adequate rather than stellar, but they are reliable and easy to service. The spoked wheels are rugged and reparable, and they remain a hallmark of true off-road intent. The dual-purpose tires provide enough grip for dirt trails and perform reasonably well on asphalt, although serious off-roaders will likely swap them out for something more aggressive. The lack of tubeless wheels might be a drawback for some, but it fits the overall philosophy of the XR: simple, field serviceable, and tough. Ergonomics and comfort, built to ride standing up. Comfort is a relative concept when it comes to the XR650L. If you're looking for a cushy, plush seat and cruise control, this isn't your bike. However, if you're used to enduro ergonomics, a narrow seat, high pegs, and a tall bar setup, you'll feel right at home. The XR is designed to be ridden aggressively, often from a standing position, which makes it ideal for serious trail riding. For 2025, Honda has slightly reshaped the seat for better thigh grip and marginally improved padding, though it's still not something you'd want to sit on for 300 miles straight. Riders frequently modify the seat or bars to better suit their needs, and aftermarket support is vast. On shorter rides or trail stints, the XR's ergonomics feel purposeful and natural, especially for riders accustomed to dirt machines. Technology and features, Spartan but effective. Technology is one area where the XR650L proudly refuses to evolve. There's no ride-by-wire, no traction control, no rider modes, and no TFT display. The analog instrument cluster gives you speed, mileage, trip, and little else. That's by design. The XR650L represents an antidote to the electronic overload of modern motorcycles. It's a mechanical machine for riders who value control over connectivity. That said, it does include a basic electric start, a godsend compared to older kick-only thumpers, and for 2025, Honda has added a standard battery cutoff switch and upgraded regulator/rectifier unit for improved electrical reliability. You still get a halogen headlight, basic turn signals, and a horn. It's primitive, but that's what keeps it dependable and easy to repair in remote conditions. Maintenance and reliability, legendary durability. One of the XR650L's strongest selling points is its legendary reliability. This bike is built to survive abuse, both from the environment and from years of hard use. The air-cooled engine, lack of complex electronics, and simple suspension all contribute to a motorcycle that's easy to maintain in a garage or even trailside. Oil changes, valve checks, and filter replacements are straightforward and infrequent compared to high-strung performance bikes. In 2025, Honda hasn't changed the service intervals, and that's a good thing. For riders who value the ability to maintain their bike without a degree in computer science, the XR650L is practically perfect. Its simplicity makes it popular among adventurers, preppers, and anyone looking for a long-haul survival machine. Customization and aftermarket, endless possibilities. Few bikes offer the aftermarket depth of the XR650L. From suspension upgrades to exhaust systems, big-bore kits, custom seats, racks, lighting, and oversized tanks, there's a modification for every kind of rider. Some transform it into an adventure touring machine with panniers and GPS mounts, while others go full dirt mode with knobbies, revalved forks, and stripped-down lighting. Honda's own accessory catalog is limited, but the aftermarket support is massive, and the community is vibrant. Riders love the XR650L not just for what it is, but for what it can become. In 2025, the bike remains a blank canvas for mechanical expression. Who should buy the XR650L? The XR650L isn't for everyone, and Honda knows it. This is a bike for riders who want minimalism, toughness, and off-road dominance in a street-legal package. It appeals to dual-sport purists, old-school dirt riders, long-distance adventurers, and mechanics at heart. It's not for the gadget-obsessed or the track day fanatic. It's for the rider who values getting lost, fixing things with basic tools, and experiencing the raw elements without a computer mediating the ride. If you dream of Baja, backwoods camping, or building a bug-out bike for the apocalypse, this is your machine. Conclusion: the timeless trail warrior. The 2025 Honda XR650L remains an anomaly in the modern motorcycle world, and that's exactly what makes it special. In an age of software updates and rider modes, the XR is a refreshing throwback that reminds us how effective simplicity can be. It's not fast, fancy, or fashionable. But it's functional, faithful, and built to last. Whether you're bashing trails, commuting on rough roads, or disappearing into the mountains, the XR650L is a trusted partner. It's more than just a dual sport, it's a declaration of independence from trends and tech. At Bike Focus Reviews, we salute Honda for keeping this legend alive, because sometimes, the old ways are still the best ways.